Referees are supposed to appear clean, confident, skillful, and cool. Well, they do, but sometimes football fans and players forget that they're humans too. They can lose it. Sometimes referees lose control of the match, and sometimes they lose control of themselves, which may result in pushing, punching, kicking, even stabbing a player. Although it doesn't happen often, it does happen. And while some referees kick players out with just a red card, some just don't use cards, they literally kick them out. Indeed, a certain Kuwaiti ref didn't avoid physical contact when angry players swarmed down upon him, and he even managed to dish out a bit of punishment. The incident occurred after referee Saad Al-Fadli made a controversial call during a match between Al-Nassr and Al-Arabi. It started when shoving and ended in kicking and punching, and it rained red cards, many red cards. The entire Al-Nassr defense swarmed Fadli after the referee called for a penalty kick in favor of Al-Arabi. The players started shoving and chesting up to the official as if it was somehow going to change the call. Fadli was completely unfazed. However, he humbly backed away from the field, but when one player began grabbing him by the shirt, well, that's when he let the big left fly. The ref cracked the guy on jersey number 11 in the face, sending him tumbling to the ground. He also threw a kick, again targeting number 11, who got off the ground after realizing a flop wouldn't earn him any rewards. More Al-Nassr players tried to intervene but were hesitant to mix it up with Fadli after seeing him break out with the fisticuffs, and so it ended in a wash of red cards, which Fadli dished out like rice at a wedding. Epic. Al-Nassr didn't forgive nor forget. They got a petty bit of revenge, kicking the ball at Fadli after Al-Arabi capitalized on its penalty kick. Al-Arabi got the last laugh, of course, with a 4-1 victory. It wasn't a smooth game, but the ref had the stones to stand his ground and dish out some punishment. Talking about kicking players, Fadli wasn't the only ref who did that. 3 years ago, one of the most shocking moments in recent football history happened when referee Tony Chaperon also kicked out a player. It was a game between Nantes and PSG in Ligue 1. Diego Carlos, who's now at Sevilla, accidentally tripped the referee who was running back towards the goal. Chaperon completely lost his head and aimed a kick out at Carlos, then proceeded to give him a second yellow card that saw him sent off the field in the most bizarre circumstances. Carlos's red card was later annulled, and Chaperon, who had been a full-time referee since 1998, was given a 6-month suspension for that. Chaperon ended up retiring from refereeing altogether not too long after and now works in the media. As if the actual incident itself wasn't funny enough, Chaperon gave a hilarious explanation for his antics. He said, "When I collided with Diego Carlos, I felt a sharp pain in my area where I had suffered a recent injury. In a terrible reflex, I stretched out my leg to the player. This clumsy gesture was inappropriate." Forever, Tony Chaperon will be remembered for that incredible moment of madness, but he did also once completely refuse to give Zlatan Ibrahimovic the match ball despite scoring a hat trick. Ibrahimovic hit a trio of goals in a 3-1 win over Lorient back in March 2015, but Chaperon, who later said he felt the striker was rude and lacked manners, was not obliging, and the two rode at the final whistle. Ibrahimovic did eventually get the ball somehow and took to Instagram to post a picture of his souvenir signed by all of his teammates. Hey yo, hold up, someone just sent you a text. It's just your FBI agent telling you to leave a like and subscribe and hit the bell icon in your way. Make sure to follow his orders or he's going to leak your search history, and trust me, you don't want that to happen. Alright, let's get back to the video. Of all the mad things that have happened in football, it's difficult to believe one quite so crazy that you had to watch it several times to believe what you were seeing. Sometimes very unbelievable. The incident, however, left the referee with a 6-month ban from the game, although half of the ban was suspended. But even though he got suspended, his peers still voted for him as the top official in France. It's left to the union to decide whether to give him the award or not. Here's another ref who lost it and got the internet crazy. Referee Darren Drysdale had an encounter with Ipswich Town's Alan Judge during a League One match. It started when Alan Judge hit the deck in the 18 and looked set to be disciplined for his bid to win a penalty in a league match versus Northampton Town. As Judge popped up to challenge the decision or lack thereof, Drysdale met the protest head on, almost literally, like he wanted to headbutt Judge, and the internet lost its mind. Come to think of it, Drysdale is not new in the game. He's been a Football League referee since 2004 and does not have a spotty record. Judge isn't a serial offender either, having taken 9 yellow cards during the 2018-19 season. But what's surprising isn't that Drysdale reacted so powerfully to Judge. What's shocking is that it doesn't happen more often. When you look at how cool most referees react to ridiculous umbrage from players, it's almost irrational that we don't see incidents like this more often. That said, it's only reasonable that referees need to keep their cool in times like these, as a game could easily devolve into chaos. Drysdale's reason for his actions looks clear, but even if reaching a breaking point is quite understandable, he could still get penalized. What do you think? While some referees leave scars or injuries on a player, some lose it completely and go bloody. Referee Otavio da Silva pulled a knife on amateur player Josenir dos Santos because he refused to leave the pitch. This incident happened in Brazil during an amateur match. I don't know the offense committed by Santos, so I can't tell you the ref made the right decision by asking that Santos leave the field. But one thing is for sure, Santos didn't think that the ref's decision was right, or maybe he didn't think he was serious. So instead, he chose to disobey by refusing to leave the field. It started from exchanging words, then it led to a fistfight between the two. Don't know why they were separated until referee Otavio da Silva lost it completely. He pulled a knife, stabbed Santos repeatedly, and he died from the injury on his way to the hospital. This made an angry mob storm the field to retaliate the death of Santos by stoning Otavio da Silva to death before severing his head. Yes, da Silva was decapitated, but one crime will never justify another. A man was arrested for the murder of Ref da Silva, but that also will never undo what has been done. No matter how much I think about it, some questions never left my head. Was the ref expecting someone to annoy him on the pitch? Why did he come to work with a knife? When did knives become a part of referees' uniforms? If you have answers to my questions, please provide them in the comment section and let's discuss this crazy story. You know, when it comes to football, there's no telling how much and when a player can be angry or violent. To some level, referees try to keep their cool by not giving any serious reaction to some annoying actions from football players. On the other hand, players respect the referees too, no matter what, but they can't always hold it in. Sometimes they lose control of their emotions and allow their emotions to get the better part of them. That moment, all they could see is the one or people who got them mad, and all they want to do is vent that anger on the person. They forget about the television, the rules, the spectators, and the fans. What I think is that humans are bound to make mistakes, no matter who they are or where they are. It's a good thing that there's a penalty for misconduct and whatever wrongdoing on the football field, but let's not forget that they are humans too, and they can sometimes lose control. Well, that's my thoughts. Let me know your comments in the section. Feel free to agree or disagree, and also let me know what you think personally. Hit me up in the comment section, let's discuss. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and also share it with your football lovers like yourself. Also, subscribe to this channel and turn on the notifications to be the first to know whenever we drop amazing content on this channel. Catch y'all in the next one.